They told everyone my designs were amateur and replaced me quietly, but they never expected the city to demand the version they tried to erase. I'm Raphael, 41, a wayfinding designer in Medellin. My work lived in arrows, colours and distances, how people moved through hospitals, transit hubs and markets without thinking about it. When it worked, no one noticed. When it didn't, people got lost. I liked that kind of invisibility. It felt honest. I spent 3 years on a new public transit interchange connecting buses, cable cars, and a pedestrian spine that cut through the hillside. The neighbourhoods were layered, steep, and stubborn. I walked them at dawn, timed foot traffic, talked with vendors who knew shortcuts better than any map. I designed signs that spoke in plain language and colour gradients that made sense even when rain smeared everything into grey. 2 months before opening, the agency brought in a consultant named Matteo. He had awards, a sharp haircut, and a deck full of sleek icons. He complimented my fieldwork publicly, then asked for my files privately. I shared them. Collaboration was the job. A week later, my access was revoked. HR said the project was streamlining. Matteo's system, minimalist brand forward, replaced mine. My name vanished from drafts. The opening went forward without me. On launch day, the photos looked perfect. White signs, clean lines, applause. I stayed home and muted my phone. Then the complaints started. People missed transfers. The elderly climbed stairs that led nowhere. Tourists followed icons that contradicted the terrain. During a storm, puddles turned reflective panels into mirrors, erasing arrows completely. Social feeds filled with clips of confusion and frustration. The agency blamed user error. Matteo published a statement about learning curves. I watched quietly and opened my archive, every route test I'd run, heat maps of movement, rain simulations, accessibility notes in Spanish and Wayunaiki, emails where I'd flagged glare issues and slope mismatches, photos of chalk arrows I'd drawn on sidewalks to watch how people flowed when signage disappeared. The turning point came when a local radio host invited commuters to call in. A woman described following a blue symbol uphill until it dead-ended at a fence. Blue, I knew, was my colour, assigned to uphill paths with rest points every 30 metres. Matteo's team had kept the colour but stripped the logic. I sent one email to the city's mobility ombudsman with a link to a public folder. No accusations, just data, labelled and readable. I included a short note offering to explain the methodology to anyone who wanted it. They wanted it. Within days, the ombudsman requested a pilot correction using my system in the most chaotic zone. Crews taped temporary signs overnight. Volunteers helped. Morning commuters moved like water finding its course. Calls stopped. Videos shifted from anger to relief. The city ordered a full review. Contracts were examined. It became clear whose work had been borrowed and simplified beyond usefulness. Matteo's consultancy withdrew to focus elsewhere. The agency issued a correction acknowledging the original design framework. They asked me to return. I did, but on my terms. Community walkthroughs before approvals, rain tests as requirements, credit where it belonged. The signs went back up, not prettier, just smarter. The hillside breathed again. Weeks later, I rode the interchange at sunset and watched a grandmother guide her grandson without stopping once. He tugged her hand, impatient, confident. That was the reward. I learned that erasing someone's name doesn't erase the thinking that keeps people safe. When truth is practical, it doesn't need shouting. It just needs to work, until the city insists on it.